I'm going live. Is my audio working? I'm going to wait. Let me know if my audio is working, people. That's the question. Is my audio working? I'm going to hang out until somebody tells me whether or not. Whether or not my audio is working. Hey, let me know if my audio is working. I'm going to put my deodorant on because my deodorant was downstairs after I took my shower just now, and so I didn't put it on. So I'm going to put my deodorant on out of frame. Okay, 2 seconds. In order to do it, I gotta take off my hood. I gotta get this deodorant on. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get my deodorant on. Oh boy, here we are. Currently, I do not have a guest, but I do have a guest coming. You know what I mean? My guest is on their way. They got stuck in traffic. Who is the guest? We'll never know. We'll never know. You'll never know who my guest is going to be until they arrive. I got some dry skin after that shower. You know what's good? Well, because my audio is super crisp because I'm actually using my proper mic for once. Look at this. We got a whole little setup here. We got Shetty Cougar. We got little puppets. We got a TV going. I thought about doing live streams like during the week too, just because I'm here editing the film every GD day. And, you know, part of me thought like I'll just pop on the stream and kind of talk as I edit, but I don't know how interesting that would be. If the camera was only on me and you couldn't see what I was cutting, you know, because I can't show you what I'm cutting because I don't have the like rights to like broadcast raw footage of all of these actors. And I think my producers would be upset if I was just showing rough, uncut moments of the movie. But I talk a lot while I edit. I talk out loud. I say what I'm looking for. I say what's not working, and I say what I want to find. You know, I'm like, gosh, I need a fucking close up of this. I need a moment of this close up when he turns to the left, but you don't see that she's not looking straight ahead. You know. Thank you, Colson. Slightly basic. You're an editor as well. Yeah, I don't, there's not a lot of resources that really talk about what it's like to cut a film, like the real granular, you know what I mean? Because I think about it a lot, because I think about whether or not I'd ever like teach in the future, if anybody would ever want me to teach. But man, I would love, even with just the experience I have, to walk into a film school and teach for a semester or so. I had some really good film school professors, really good ones that really rocked my world in all the right ways. And I would love to talk about, you know, basic things. If you're going to move to Los Angeles, or if you're going to pursue film in a different city, the ways that you can try to stay alive while you're pursuing that. I used to resent shooting wedding videos. I shot wedding videos for like 12 years. And I resented the hell out of it. But you know what's so interesting? And I'd tell myself at the time, look, I'm shooting, I'm editing, I'm still exercising those muscles. And I then respond to myself, hey, fuck off. It's wedding videos. I'm supposed to be making film, But the amount that I would dig in my wedding footage to match a moment based on action. Because when I would shoot weddings, a lot of times I'd only have one camera. So I'd shoot a moment once, and then I'd go in for close-ups of a different moment. But as an editor, I could cut between that medium and that close-up as if it were the same moment. So I trained my eye to like look for continuity in action. I could cut to a reversal on the bride listening to somebody giving a speech, and I'd match it to the hand movement from the person giving the speech. But that's a hand movement from a different moment in the speech, but I made it congruent. Anyway. But the point is, getting that granular with wedding videos is why I have the patience now to sit here and cut a film. You spend minutes upon minutes searching for something that makes the cut work the way you want it to work. And it takes so much patience. When I start editing, I'm in editing mode, and I the way I watch movies is different. I watched all of Stranger Things. In between my cuts, I'd get 30 seconds cut. I'd go and watch 20 minutes of Stranger Things, 30 seconds cut, 20 minutes of Stranger Things. And as I'm watching it, I'm looking for continuity. I'm looking for when they decide to go into close coverage versus when they decide to stay on a wide, etc. It's a pretty well cut show. I had some issues with a couple episodes, but it was just because I was in editing mode. But I also know, they're dealing with so much. That's such a large production. Such a large production. OTD may or may not be here today. We don't know. It's a crazy Friday. We don't know. They may show up. Somebody else might show up. It might just be me and Shetty Cougar here. Who knows? But I would talk about season 4 of Stranger Things, but I just want to make sure I don't spoil anything because I do think it's a fun watch unspoiled. And and even though I don't love the show, I don't want to bum anyone out with spoilers. So I'll talk vague about it for a bit. And then, if enough people are like, just spoil it. Oh, you've been saving it? Okay, so I won't spoil it. No spoilers. Okay, no spoilers. Obviously, I like the darker elements this season. I like the horror elements. I like seeing horror with a big budget. It just warms my horror fan heart. I just like seeing horror with the budget. My main issue, so I wouldn't, without giving spoilers, there's like 5 kind of different storylines this season, 4 or 5. The Duffer Brothers have talked about it. It's their Game of Thrones season where everybody is in a different location, right? There's these little teams. The hardest thing is I only found one of those storylines engaging. I found the rest to be incredibly tedious and stuck. That's even the term for a certain character. They're stuck. They're stuck for 7 episodes. Oh, that doesn't make for a very exciting story arc for that character. For them to literally be stuck. Then they get unstuck and then they get stuck again. Ow! That's some hard, redundant, stagnant storytelling. And that's what I don't understand about Stranger Things is why do they insist on sending these characters back into the same loops? They do the same thing every season. There's just different cosmetic resurfacing done. Joyce is still going, where is he? It's just about a different person. And then when she got Will back, it was still, that's not my Will. Where's Will? He's lost in his own mind. Where's Will? They insist on putting characters through the same story cycles. Why do they do that? Why is it always that 11's got to close a gate? They've got all the money in the world and they can't move their characters into different narrative spaces. They're moved into different cities, they're moved into different countries, but they are not moved into different narrative space. Why? Why not? And then they do something extreme with one character and they just have him sit there. He's just stuck. It's just wild to me. By season 4 of Stranger Things, it should be the most exciting thing. We should be like, can you believe like 11 in season 4 is the same character from season 1? What an art. And yet 11 is back where she was in season 1. Wild. We all know she lost her powers at the end of season 3, so we can assume season 4 is about her trying to get her powers back. So we got to sit and watch 11 try to crush a Coke can again. Oh, it's rough. They've got so much. They've got such an expansive world, all the money and all the runtime that they need to do something truly exciting. And they just send their characters back down into the same tunnels. Everybody, nobody is any different contextually. They're all the same. They're stuck in the same emotional reactive states. They're stuck in all of the same routines. Dustin is still the one going, but I think if we could, just like move these people forward, please God. But one more season. I mean, it's not going to change. I just think that's their approach to storytelling. And it's not, I find, a fulfilling approach. So while I enjoyed the horror elements of season 4, I can't get behind something that is so stuck narratively, that is so deep in the mud when it comes to story momentum. The show at best is a sequence of memes, the big episode, season 4, that everybody loves, that they're sharing. It's a good sequence and it makes for a viral TikTok and it makes for a viral TikTok song. We all know, but it does not a show make. It's a good moment, but the show is a string out of good moments. Why? I won't spoil, but why is Paul Reiser in this season? Huh? Did you really need that character to come back just to deliver her to another character? I mean, the problem is they introduce new characters that just take over the spot of a character we already had. So they brought in a new Billy this season, They bring in these people that just replace characters that we already had. Max took over the show, and I love that character, but it's like they don't know how to deal with Max and 11. They're like competing narratives. Who are we focused on? And this season, I think, was the worst in making us care about both Max and 11, because they both feel like, in essence, the leads of the show. And it's split. And I think 11 got the short end of that stick this season. I think what they did with 11 this season, there is a new Sean Astin, in essence, because not to give many spoilers, but they've just partnered up Murray with Joyce instead of Bob. They've taken Murray and they've slid him to be closer to Joyce. They just do this shifting grid of characters instead of just working with what they have and really blowing that world out. And I tell you, I don't want to watch the Joyce and Murray show. I didn't sign up for the Joyce and Murray show, especially with the antics they got into season 4. My biggest issue with season 3 was that it got to Peter Sellers level of camp, with the Russian break-in and the let's dress up like Russian soldiers. It just, the show can be silly and it's comedic in its personality, but season 3 to me truly jumped the shark with just how goofy the show is. And when you get into a Glee style performance of the Neverending Story theme song, you've lost me. But so for a part of season 4, I kind of came back around because it felt darker and heavier. But then you got Joyce and Murray, and it's like, I mean, it's just a fucking joke fest. And man, they don't know what to do with the characters that are in California. Holy moly. They're like, I don't know. They're riding around, I guess, in a fucking pizza van. I don't fucking know. I mean, they didn't know what to do with them. This was the longest season to date. Why was there so much dead air when it comes to story? Why was there an entire episode about them trying to get a sub for their D&D game? I mean, that should have been 4 minutes of screen time. The real estate that you have for story, it's not just a matter of whether or not you have the time. Okay, you've got an hour and a half. Yeah, sure. But would it be better told in 75 minutes? Then tell it in 75, because it actually starts to become unsupported. There's no tension. There's nothing kind of coiling it all together. If you were to tell me, hey, all of a sudden the Onyx movie could be 3.5 hours long, I'd be like, no, dear God, no. No, I want it to be 105 minutes. But it's not just a matter of whether or not you have the runtime. It's a matter of whether or not you've got the story beats to support that runtime. But they didn't have the story beats this season. They certainly had the runtime. So it made for these very long, deflated episodes that were low on tension and low on stakes, even though there's a Russian prison and there's a new villain who's, killing people. It still somehow felt so chill. Too chill. Too long. Too chill. But let's pivot to the things I liked without getting into spoilers. I like the villain. I like all the Nightmare on Elm Street nods. Do I think it was deserving of all of those nods? No. I still don't think they made anything half as cool as Nightmare on Elm Street. But I like a lot of the, they took a cue from the score from Nightmare on Elm Street and they use it over and over whenever Vecna shows up or when he starts to creep into your consciousness. I'm very simple in the character dynamics I do like. I like Dustin and Steve. I'm a sucker for Dustin and Steve in a really basic way. Like, I just like Dustin and Steve. I like Dustin, Steve, Max, and Robin as a little crew. I liked the new Billy. I liked the new bad boy. I liked Eddie. So anytime it was their story, I liked it. I do think it's better than season 3. Season 2 doesn't exist to me because season 2 is a complete non-entity. It barely has a personality. Can you even tell me what happens in season 2? I think there were dogs. You know what I mean? Like, nothing happened in season 2. A gate reopened, and then this time there were dogs. Like, season 2 is non-existent. You can remove it from the arc of Stranger Things, and it would not affect anything. Season 2 is a complete non-entity. Season 3, they were like, okay, shit, we got to do fucking something. I don't know, fucking mall. I don't know, a big monster. Is it the Mind Flayer? I mean, yeah, but he's goo instead of smoke. Okay, but is it the same thing? I mean, kind of. The Upside Down just kind of makes a bunch of weird shit. Okay, sure. What does it do? Well, this time it kind of possesses people. Oh, but did it do that in season 2? Kind of with the slugs. Yeah. It's just like, this is the biggest issue I think they have. Mythology. Their mythology is fucked. The mythology is so fucked. What is the Upside Down? And even if they tell us eventually, it's already untrackable what comes from the Upside Down, what goes to the Upside Down, what kind of malice is sentient, and what kind of malice is almost animalistic and natural, like a Demogorgon coming through, is different than what Vecna does. I mean, season 4 is a slasher. So now the Upside Down can create sentient slashers without giving too much away about what Vecna's true origin is. They change what the Upside Down does, can be, and can do every fucking minute. You know what I mean? The mythology is not shored up. And if it is, I think it's dumb. If it is shored up, I think it's shored up in a dumb guy way. Because, right, the Upside Down is just a catch-all. Okay, well, have fun. It could be anything, man. There might be evil cars next season. Really? Because you want to do a Christine throwback to the upside down evil cars? Okay. Hey, if you got yourself into that situation, then fucking party. And they are, they're partying. They're ripping through, paying homage to everything we all love. So good on them. They fucked that Kate Bush song, though. Like, I'm just like, does Stranger Things have to take everything? They know putting that song in this show is going to make it a Stranger Things song. And man, it sure is. That's one of the best songs ever. And now it's synonymous with Stranger Things. Oh, boy. At least I still have my placebo cover version of the Kate Bush song. But that's a cool moment. I like the idea. It's a little goofy that's how you can defeat Vecna, Sounds like something a kid would make up, but I get it. It's fun. It's cute. And it builds to a good sequence. Really, you could argue it's the only sequence in the whole fucking season. Right? It's the only real, like, whoa, what's the, can we, whoa, Did you think those girls weren't going to make it out of the insane asylum? No, that wasn't intense. We knew they would. Almost every scenario those characters are put in, there's no stakes because we know they also don't have the guts to hurt anybody. So at least when they threatened Max, we felt something. We got excited. We got worried because she's a great actress and that's a great character. And then we got the Kate Bush song. Anyway, what else do I like about Stranger Things? I mean, everything else. I love the production design. I love the music. I love the way it looks. I really do like David Harbour. I mean, you also can't deny how iconic the show is. It's iconic. Season 1 was iconic. It's in to the pop culture pantheon. It cannot be denied. You cannot say Stranger Things doesn't work because it did and it does continue to. I think you can just argue if they've done the most they can do with what they were given, and I don't think they have. And that's a shame because they've got some of the best ingredients creators could have. I mean, the makeup, production design, cinematography, score, the talent in front of the camera, it's really top notch. And if they just had solid, tight mythology and really streamlined scripts and more of an eye or a mind or a care for narrative momentum, man, that show would rip through and through. I think, if they just made this season 6 episodes and they had to cut, it would be really cool because they'd cut you'd look at it and you'd be like, do we really need all this Joyce and Murray stuff? I mean, do you remember how long it took her to break open a porcelain doll? Do you think a television show should spend that much time on a character breaking open a porcelain doll? That sequence is indicative of the show's entire big picture problem. Anyway, let's move on to an unboxing. That's what I do on my channel now. It's an unboxing. Oh, that might be my guest. So maybe I'll save my unboxing for my guest. I got this toy and I wanted to open it because I'm a child. But I think I hear somebody approaching. Oh my gosh. Oh, hi. I was just about to do an unboxing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's how desperate I was getting.
What do you mean?
I was gonna open a toy on camera.
Are you gonna take as long as Joyce opening the?
Oh yeah, could you hear me?
I was watching the stream while driving.
Oh.
Wait, I can't. You have to scoot over.
Oh yeah, I was gonna.
I don't have to. You're wearing my favorite shirt.
I know, it's true. I was going to say, lucky for you, you missed the whole Stranger Things rant, but you didn't miss it.
Nope.
You witnessed it virtually. So surprise, surprise, the
Oh,
guest
big
that I
surprise.
said was approaching has fully approached. I opened my brew and I still haven't had a sip because I was yelling about Stranger Things for too long. What's on the VCR? It's Beetlejuice, as always. So you have a gift
I have a gift.
on the couch.
Is it alcohol?
Well, there is alcohol. Well, you have to go over there. You can't see it from here.
You fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
I got a gift and you got a gift. My gift was my Ninja Turtles toy. Your gift was that Texas Chainsaw Massacre hoodie.
Fuck.
You want to know what's funny?
You know how much I wanted this?
I know. And
Thanks,
it's the
dude.
perfect hot day to wear it.
Oh,
Isn't that cool?
fuck. Thank you.
You know what's funny?
It's like 90 degrees.
Yeah. This was the package that wasn't properly postmarked. And so I had to go to the post office and pay for it.
Really?
So even though Dumb Good is a company that sells hoodies, they didn't put the proper amount of postage on the package. So it's been sitting over there for like 5
I'm
days.
so stoked.
Anyway,
I have the best friend.
hey,
Bestest friend.
thank you.
Nice.
So,
I didn't get you anything.
oh, hey, that's okay. There's also beer in the fridge. if you want something. There's stuff that you've had, and then there's stuff that you haven't had. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
But I really like the other ones. I'm gonna start with this one.
Do we still have the other one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was good. So I'm going to open this toy from NECA because even though I disagree fundamentally with what they're doing, and I don't know, I've probably already ranted about this. I don't agree with making Raphael Frankenstein. Okay. Michelangelo should have been Frankenstein.
No, I've heard this rant.
Yeah, so we're not going to get into it. I've got the original Michelangelo back there. We're just going to enjoy liking things because I want to be more basic and I want to just like things instead of yelling about
You're getting
them.
better at liking.
Do you think so?
Mhm.
What are some other examples of me doing that recently? Top Gun?
I knew you were gonna like Top Gun though.
Yeah, true. Why don't you check out chat while I open up this toy?
No, you should probably talk about it while you look at it.
You know, doing an unboxing. I've done unboxings before, like when I was at Nerdist. There's nothing to say. Like I literally here it is. It looks cool. I mean, that's all you can say. Well, I can say I like the packaging. All the kind of vintage monster movie text and stuff.
Yeah.
QB, Elijah, thank you.
Hanging out with friends, but I just want to say what's up. Have an awesome weekend.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna check this bad boy out. The truth is, I'm going to like it, even though
Are you going to Monsterpalooza?
Oh, me? No. No.
Oh, that person. You driving to Monsterpalooza.
Oh, you're going to Monsterpalooza, Richard. Have fun. I didn't
Jealous.
get tickets, and I always I don't know. I could go and wait in line to buy a Saturday ticket, but I need to edit the movie. I don't think I can justify.
We don't have time.
We don't have time, and you know, COVID numbers are pretty spiky here in LA. I don't want to go out to but no offense to anyone that's going. I'm not going to judge people for, you know, taking a swing and hopefully masking up at Monsterpalooza. I think they're still requiring masks at Monsterpalooza.
They're about to put the indoor.
I know. Back in effect.
You're like the only person I know right now who doesn't have COVID.
Oh gosh. Jesus, knock on wood or something. Lord. No, it's okay. So he's a big boy, which I like. He's a thick boy. I like that it's so substantial. Let me take out all of his the size, our little lightning bolt. What the fuck am I doing?
I know,
don't
it's
know
so
where the camera
confusing
is.
Having the monitor here with the camera there.
I know. The size are lightning bolts. Go over how many joints the figure has. Yeah, actually, I don't know. We'll talk about how many points of articulation it has. Comes with little alt hands. He's got funny little grabby hands right now. But these are little fist hands, or I guess these are the hands that would hold his lightning bolt size. You want to put it on, even though it's so hot? But I guess you already have a hoodie on, so you can just wear that instead.
Oh, this is so much thicker.
I know. It's a hoodie that feels like a blanket.
It's so heavy.
It's the kind of hoodie you can get lost in.
Pretend I have it on.
Okay. All right, now let's get the actual
I found
figure
a
out.
vintage Exorcist poster today at this antique store,
Really?
and I'm gonna buy it tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, you think? Why didn't you get it today?
I didn't have time. I had to drive here. I sat in traffic for 2 hours.
Are you telling me I cost you that Exorcist poster?
Yeah.
You want to know something
What?
that I regret? Do you remember that place, that furniture store, Teeny?
Yeah.
It's just like, this is not IKEA.
Yeah.
I one time was up in their like basement area, and I saw a poster for Night of the Creeps, which is like, who would have ever even kept that? It's just such a thing nobody cares about.
Why didn't you buy it?
At the time, I was really broke, and wow, these are really, really tight. They really want me to fuck this up. At the time, I was really, really broke, and it was autographed, and so they were selling it for like $110, but you couldn't tell who had autographed it. And so I went to the people that worked there, and I was like, I see this Night of the Creeps poster. It's got a name on it. I assume it's so expensive because of the autograph, but do you know who the autograph is? And they were like, no. And I'm like, well, then how can you sell it for $110? For all you know, that like the guy who owned it last signed it just to make it look expensive.
Right.
Anyway.
Oh, he's a cutie though.
He is a cutie. I'm gonna say I'm really loving it just because.
He's a chain.
And he already has like kind of fun movement. There's a little more articulation than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
His feeties, his knees, his hands, his elbows, his neck, and then he's got little chains. He's got a little manhole thing on the back of his shell. He's got a little broken gauge and a little piece of a manhole cover on his shell. So yeah, it's pretty fucking tight.
I think I smell.
You think you smell? You know what's funny is
You put on deodorant earlier?
well, I showered and put on deodorant. So I'm fresh. I'm as fresh as they come. I wanted to set him on something to where he'd be in. Yeah. And then maybe try to set him up on here so he peeks into camera. Okay.
Oh, he does have good articulation.
Right?
Yeah.
Or at least he kind of feels loose. I guess his hips kind of move too. Am I feeling that correctly?
No, his hips move.
His hips swivel. Look, I'll get my original Mikey. Oh, where is it? Oh, come on. I make a stink over the original figures, and I can't even find it.
Can't get him to stand though.
Uh-oh.
He won't stand.
Olivia, don't say that.
There he is.
Yeah, okay. I don't know where my Michelangelo is. My ridge.
Yeah, see, it was great not having me here for 30 minutes because you could actually just rant.
But that's not what we
But
want
that's
anymore.
probably that's what people come here for.
Well, I don't know. I think people like when streams are chill and we're straight goofing.
Is it bad I'm sending him on these drives? Are
No.
these our movie? No, it's over there.
No, but that's why I put those drives there.
This isn't working.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. What am I talking about? Then look, you can put him up here. How does he stay there but not over there?
I don't know.
Well, you did it. Thank you. Just trying to move his arms up
I
more.
think you did it.
I don't know. I mean, I am the one that ordered him, so we could have this tight moment. But okay, what else is popping? Why don't we talk about our movie, Olivia?
Yes. Sorry, I'm here so late.
Oh, no worries. We burned through a sick Stranger Things review. Where are we in the film?
No, I just meant like we haven't been editing.
Oh,
today.
that's
We're going to be
okay.
editing into the night now.
Yes, and I did cut a little further into that scene. I got to you asking. Well, I got to you opening the book.
Okay.
For me.
Yeah.
But I haven't cut in your stuff. I've just cut in Onyx's reactions. So who knows if they're going to stay. But you know what I realized? If we can talk about this on stream, and might as well. So there's a scene in the film where Olivia's character reveals to each of the main characters that they have a great destiny, that they have almost like an alter ego that's undiscovered. I won't say what, I guess, if people don't want that spoiled, but everybody's told that there's something really, really cool. Then when Farah gets to Onyx, he's told he's something kind of lame and he gets upset. You know how when we were cutting that the other day, I said, do we need reactions of Onyx
See how people feel so getting cool ones.
Right, getting cool ones.
Yeah.
So that when he is told he's something lame,
yeah,
it's a bigger devastation. And so I haven't cut any of those in. So I think one, we should
try that.
Try that. But what I forgot was I had improvised a bunch of unscripted reactions to the people. Do you remember all that?
Yeah.
Like when I'll just say Mr. Duke is a werewolf. Okay. So at one point you say you're a
I
lichen.
like how I reacted as if we didn't know. I'm like, what?
You're like, this is fucking huge. So
Lichen.
you say lichen, and Onyx is like, oh, that's a werewolf.
Yeah.
He like says something like that. But what I wonder is, this is just me thinking out loud. Does that look like we're building up too much and we'll see the joke coming that Onyx is really lame? Or is it just fun that he's like, oh, he's a werewolf. Oh, she's a witch. No way. Like, I can't tell. You think it might steal it?
I have a feeling that we should keep it how it is without it.
Ooh, without even showing Onyx's reactions at all?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But we'll see. We gotta throw them in there and find out.
Yeah,
Mostly
you might be
because
right.
of the flow of the scene, and it's kind of fun that how it's building in a serious way.
Yeah, that could be the better build
And then
up.
by the time we get there, to the funny,
right, we've almost forgotten that it's a.
We got to get people
comedy.
in a different state to
Yeah.
make it really funny.
It does play really serious and
Mhm.
fun in a straight way right now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun to not think about Onyx throughout all of those other dealings. Hero Hair is in the chat.
Hero Hair.
Geo, you like that he's hyped up and then falls further. We'll see. We'll see.
But the thing is that is a theme
Right.
in general in the movie. That's a joke that happens often.
Totally.
Is that Onyx is like, oh, and then, oh.
Totally. So we might not want to like hit that too many times. I thought the same thing as I was cutting it. I was like,
I'll tell you when
this is
not funny.
Yeah. This is I was like, oh, it might be too much of a similar joke as the Bartok stuff when he's like, are you gonna roast me too? Aaron quarantining in LA. Hi, from Fairfax and 3rd.
Hi.
Are you quarantining because you've got COVID, or are you just quarantining to be safe before traveling again? You also don't have to answer that in chat.
Miss you though.
Yeah, miss
COVID.
you. Oh gosh.
Sorry.
First time you've had it, or is this like a round 2 for you? Curious to know. Just because I'm curious about how many people that are getting it now, if it is their round 1.
I know people who are round 3.
Yikes. Okay. What else is popping? Anybody have any other questions about where we are in the film, or where we are in the film? That was it. Hero Hair, Aaron, you say it's your first time and it feels like allergies.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. My first time was December and it felt like not allergies.
I thought that was it for you.
What?
No, I meant like you were dying.
Oh, yes, that was it.
That was it.
Yeah. Where are we in the film? So if you factor in the fact that we cut the finale first, which is 16 minutes, and now we've cut 30 minutes from the beginning of the film.
But not the actual beginning.
But not the actual beginning. The beginning of the mansion.
It's like the
second reel.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've edited 45 minutes of the movie. Isn't that chill?
Yeah, that's great when you say
Yeah,
it like that.
I know. I said it out loud a couple times today.
And the movie's probably 20 minutes over what it should be. So really,
I don't know about that.
Okay.
No, I think it might be 5 minutes longer, 7 minutes longer.
That's true.
Well, than expected. Then it should be, will be subjective. But we'll see. It was great directing Jeffrey. The scene, we just cut a big scene with him, and it was like watching, the guy that we love from Reanimator and From Beyond and Star Trek. I mean,
we just watched him in
House on Haunted Hill. Yeah, that was fun watching that. He's got that sauce, and that sauce is up in the Bartok performance for sure. Queen Zoe, it will not be in that 85 to 90 minute sweetie spot. I love that sweetie spot, but it's more in the hour 45 sweetie spot. But in my defense,
it moves though. It moves.
Ooh, it moves. Did you ever see the movie Dirty Dancing? It feels like that. No, but in my defense, Ghostbusters is an hour 45. Gremlins is an hour 45. You could argue a lot more happens in Ghostbusters because it's a bigger scope. But you couldn't necessarily argue that for Gremlins. You know what I mean? Gremlins is still a very contained. They've got more monsters.
Yeah, but it's not as big as this movie. Way more happens.
You think more happens in our movie than
I think
Gremlins?
so, yeah.
Dang, I'll drink to that.
Someone's asking, Dustin thinks we should do a podcast.
Oh, yeah, well, we've
talked about it.
We've talked about that, but we feel like it might kill the buzz of our normal conversations.
Yeah.
You know?
Would it?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I did a podcast with my friend Sapphire, and we still talked about horror movies off air all the time. So it didn't kill that.
I don't think we never run out of things to talk about, so we might as well do it.
If we had a podcast, would we?
This basically is a podcast every Friday now.
Yeah, that's true. This is the podcast. It's called Friday Night Jams, the podcast. If we had a podcast, would we need to pick a subject, or would it just be our normal conversations?
I think both.
Okay.
We can ask the chat to give us ideas for the next
episode of our podcast.
Mm-hmm. The chill cast. That's good, Jake.
Oh yeah,
the chill cast.
The chill cast. Today's subjects, yes, have been Stranger Things season 4 and an unboxing of this Frankenstein Raphael toy, and a little fashion show of the Texas Chainsaw hoodie.
I should probably just put it on.
Might as well. I might put my hoodie on too. You're gonna change in the chill zone?
Well, yeah.
Do it. Somebody said, is the absinthe scene still in? So, well, it depends which absinthe scene you're talking about. But I will say this. Yeah, they're all in. We've only cut the first dinner table scene where the characters begin to drink absinthe. We haven't cut the scene of Onyx getting drunk on absinthe.
But
so
that's not going anywhere.
That's not going anywhere. Dang, dude, that hoodie rules. Man, what a vibe. That's chill.
Yeah, I love it.
Shoot, that's chill. But I don't think anything absinthe related will get cut because the absinthe is so integral to the plot. You know?
That's actually one of my favorite moments of your performance.
The drunk stuff?
Uh-huh.
That's good. That's good to hear. We've talked about it on chat, but I was a little out of it that day. I remember coming down and being like, oh boy, what am I supposed to do? Dance? Okay. And I hadn't thought about it much. But one of our producers, yes? One of our producers' wives is a choreographer, and she had actually filmed herself doing some funny dances that I could replicate. And there's one I do in the film.
Yeah.
But I told her this. I don't replicate her moves exactly, but it freed me up to come up with my own moves watching her. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
There's just something about like horror. Oh, I don't. Yeah, that's great. There's something about horror typography I love. Just the, you know, oof. I'm sure you see the Exorcist logo and your head spins. No pun intended. Right?
That's not all that happens.
Yeah, boy.
I remember you watching the video of the dance video that she made you the night before, and you're just like, I don't fucking know what I'm gonna do, and you nailed it.
Thank you. It was very freeing. It was very fun. It was very sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There were a lot of sweaty days.
There were a lot of sweaty days. Jeez, there were.
This guy can sweat.
Man, I can sweat. If y'all were wondering, yeah, I can sweat. Any chance we can get a view of the comic or VHS cover, or is it still in the works? That's actually a really good question. The comic book cover, I think, is posted on the Kickstarter. I think. The cover for the VHS has not truly been designed yet, but what a good question. It will happen. Do I want to get it designed right now that I've been reminded of it? Yes.
Are you going to do that? No.
What are you talking about?
We don't work on a movie.
I'll commission that next week. Wait, is this for real, Charles Jr.? A Reanimator reboot with Jeffrey Dean Morgan? Can somebody fact check? Hello? I have not heard about that. If that's happening, I would argue I need to know more about it to know if I'm excited. Because it's a matter of like who's writing and directing it, and also is Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing Herbert West? Is this happening? Is this a thing?
I don't see it anywhere.
Okay. Charles Jr., are you just trying to rile me up? Are you trying to rile me up? Did you have any GoFunders on set? Do you mean any Kickstarter backers?
Yeah. They were great. We had a good time.
We did have a good time, and they came on good days.
Yeah. Ugh. It made me so happy on the last day. Or
Yeah.
the last night. And then when the sun came up and we had finished shooting, and we walk out of that scene with the box demon, which was like, felt like a dream.
Felt
and
like
then
a dream.
Had all these amazing people who contributed to the movie there. And
yeah.
Just hugging, and it was just so fucking magical.
It felt like the season finale of a Curb Your Enthusiasm season.
Yeah.
Where like everyone was there. Everyone was at the final thing, and they had all been involved in different stages of the film. And now we were all there witnessing the fruits of it. Did you find a way to work in the Transylvania 65000 ringtone? No. But I was thinking about putting, I had said, I don't think I want horror posters in Onyx's bedroom as set dressing. But then I was like, it might be nice to put like a little Easter egg, like a Transylvania 65000 or something. I don't know.
I think you will.
Yeah. You think I will?
Yeah.
You don't know me.
Yeah,
yeah, you do. Nothing here is a surprise.
That is my favorite shirt, and one day I will steal it from you.
Okay. I really wish I'd stayed up late for rap, but I was so sleepy. Hunter, don't even worry about it.
We were delirious, Hunter.
Don't even regret it, dude. That just means you were there for the time that you were meant to be there for. If you had to go to sleep, then that was how it was meant to go.
Do you have any idea how loud you are in here? Whenever, when I walk up and you're doing something like this,
yeah,
it's like everyone in the neighborhood can hear you.
Because it is like I'm in a seashell.
Yeah, and it just...
Yeah, it kicks it back out like I'm at Red Rocks in here. Natural acoustics of the garage. And I tell you, I wasn't aware of it until there was some point during the Kickstarter where I said something and a guy walking down the street went, hell yeah, in response to what I said. He's an Onyx
I was going to say, you have Onyx fans that live on this street.
Yeah, he lives down the street, but he heard me with crystal clarity. So I am aware of it. Do I forget that? Yes, I do forget it. Do I care? I actually do. I don't want to sound like a freak to my neighbors yelling about Stranger Things and the structure of their storytelling being flawed. Yeah, I know it is too late.
That's not Grammy boy. Grammy sniffed my hand yesterday. Grammy like came up to me and like sniffed my arm. You don't understand. Like,
here's the real twist. Grammy boy is going to befriend Olivia prior to befriending me.
Yeah.
You know?
He did hiss immediately after, but he didn't scratch me or bite me.
The fact that he got up close to you like
that. He waited outside the bathroom while I was standing. While I was in there.
You're making me angry.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'd be paranoid too.
Huh?
Did I make you paranoid that people can hear you?
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. Okay. I've shot like TikToks, you know, in fishnets in my front yard. The Blacktooth, your question about merch. What merch? Is it a question about the Kickstarter stuff or something else? Let me know, and I'll know how to answer that question.
Uh-oh.
And also, if you're asking about whether or not Grammy Boy is still around, yeah, Grammy Boy's still around. And he's chilling upstairs with my other cats. This is a good question, Jake. I remember a while back during the campaign, you were looking for some podcasts to get the word out about the film. Do you plan on continuing to promote the movie that way after editing is done? I would love to. I think it's a matter of who distributes the film.
Kind of gets to a point where it's out of our hands once the movie's done.
Yeah.
And it goes to a festival and we hopefully sell it.
Yeah. And I guess if it got into a good festival, I'd promote that because I'd still need people attending that festival. Because I tell you what, man, 10 years ago, when I was at South by, first night my little Goat Man horror movie showed, a lot of people Packed house. Only 210 seat theater. Next night, 180 people. Okay. Next night, 100 people. Last night, 70 people. Oh boy. So you got to promote that shit. Getting into a festival doesn't mean asses in seats.
Yeah.
You got to get your fucking flyers made. The biggest thing is doing stuff locally there.
I feel like we need to, if we get into a festival,
Yes.
we need to take one of the puppets there.
Oh, for
like
sure.
If we take Abaddon, we find a place to put Abaddon and make like a scene, like set him up.
Oh, I hear you.
Fence around him. I hear take photos with him and be like,
I like it.
Movies playing at 8:00 at the Alamo or whatever.
I like how you're thinking. You're talking about something very interactive.
Yes,
you're talking about.
I've done enough Comic-Cons and shit with
totally.
Magicians. That's the kind of stuff that gets people like, I don't know what it is, but like,
What's the demon from? So it's from our movie. It's called Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Soul. No, you're totally right. You make it like a little selfie station.
Maybe.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
You fucking genius.
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say we need a publicist, but I've had a publicist on films before where they kind of tell you, well, I can only do so much for a film this size. And then I'm like, why am I paying you $1,000?
I've spent a lot of money on publicists.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from it too.
Yeah. And when it works, it works.
Yeah.
Undeniably. And I will say, even my tiny little Goatman movie, it got more write-ups than it would have if it had a publicist. Yeah. She still got it into some small blogs and some, tiny places back then. And I don't know, what was it, 1991? Just kidding.
I actually think we could do like a whole campaign, like using the puppets for the entire viral campaign of the film leading up to the festival.
Explain. You mean
like
in
make
person?
Videos, just like you're so right. Good at doing Onyx. If we do, maybe it's a bad thing to give away the puppets to spoil it, but I don't know.
I don't think so.
Not when we need asses in the seats.
Totally. I think you trot out those puppets like Shatner at a Trek convention. I think you've got to make those puppets the stars. They are the stars. I think the trick is you've got to have people there puppeteering them, or at least have them on stands, photo ops. Ooh, we can put little funny, like if we got into, I don't know, name a festival, South by Southwest. We'd have them in little like Austin outfits.
Yeah.
We'd have them in like
photo
little
booths.
bolo ties, like making barbecue. Here's what you do. I mean, this requires money, but bye. But you get a cool little spot. You go early to a cool little spot in Austin, and you pay for the back corner before A24 has purchased the whole bar for the 2 weeks.
The whole street.
Yeah, or the whole street. You get a little corner of a dive bar, and you put, you slip them a, you slip them a Benji, and you call it a day. Like, can I park my demon here for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
The saddest thing about South by is it's all about film for a week, and then all the cool musicians show up, and the filmmakers are fucking nerds. Like, you go from being nerds. I know, but you go from feeling like cool as shit to like literally being no one.
Can I park my demon here? That is really great. Yeah, maybe Jeffrey. That's it. That's my pitch.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be great, but I can't expect this of other people. But like, I'll do stuff as Onyx in character at places. But it'd be great if like you had Bartok walking the streets trying to get people to join his cult, meaning go to our show.
There are so many good cosplay.
Oh,
so much good cosplay in this movie. Oof. One of my favorite things about being an actor is people cosplaying me, and I feel like I hope people do Farrah.
I think there are. I honestly think one of the most cosplayed, if our movie gets the right amount of exposure, would be Farrah.
Yeah.
Because there's a great Farrah look that, dare I say, is iconic, but still kind of casual, so it's attainable.
Yeah.
And the most fun thing would be replicating that T-shirt you wear, because that logo is something that people would have to like draw with puffy paint.
Totally.
My beard can be a photo op. That's a really great idea. You could have a little fedora on a stand and a beard on a strap, and you put your face into it.
You turn it your Onyx.
And see who can make the Onyx face.
It's very difficult. I can't.
It is very difficult. Can you make?
I'm getting better at it. Like, this is my normal.
You gotta grit your teeth.
Like this eyebrow. Wait.
I've worried And looking at that camera.
But look how I'm getting up.
Yeah,
I've never been able to do that.
Looking at that camera.
No, you're gonna make it like a thumbnail.
I'm not gonna make it a thumbnail.
Oh, that's true.
I just want to be able to judge it properly.
I'm gonna have to see it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty
You look terrified.
Terrible.
It's a very flattering face, which I think is good to know.
Sure.
I've had nightmares where I couldn't remember how to make the Onyx face. Like, did you ever see that? I think it was a Beavis and Butthead episode where they forgot how to pee, and the joke being that it's so subconscious. How can you forget how to do it? But I've thought, like, what if I forget how to make the Onyx face right when things might start mattering for that character? Yeah, that would be really great. I can't do it. I can't make it.
That's so funny. There's a big hood, which is oof.
It's like a pillow.
I know.
It's so comfy. Gosh, you look so comfy.
I am. Too bad I'm so sweaty.
Can I talk a little bit about Everything Everywhere All at Once? Well, Olivia still hasn't seen it, so I think it's
this
unfair.
Happens every week. I need to catch up on things. It just, I don't know when you fucking watch things.
Oh!
I wake up, I get all the things done I need to do, and then I come and sit here for 6 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then I go home and eat dinner and sleep. How do you watch everything while we're editing?
Well, I really haven't watched everything. I have seen Doctor Strange 2, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Top Gun, and all of Stranger Things Season 4. But I don't know. I do that when you're eating or doing the things that you do. But I won't talk about the film until Olivia's seen it, because I think it's deserving of a deep dive.
This sweatshirt is making my heart rate go up because I'm so hot that it thought I was working out.
It's like, where are you? Are you hiking? Will I ever bring my old skits back instead of the weird guy? Probably not. Probably not. Only
my favorite comments ever.
Only because, you know, I've talked about this a lot, but my interests are less sketch comedy based and more wanting to make movies. So if I can't turn Onyx into making movies, you know, I don't think I would do other sketch characters.
Can we bring back the Terror Twins in something at some point? Can they make an appearance in a sequel?
For sure, dude. Fuck. I had a feature that had them in it. It was the Monster Machine movie with Vincent Dooley.
No, I know, but
yeah,
we could probably put him in the Onyx movie.
Yeah. For sure. Well, he would be a fan of the Terror Twins. He'd watch them on public access, and then we would never even acknowledge that it's the actress that plays Pharaoh. I think that's really fun. Yeah. I love that stuff. But if I ever got to, I don't know, to be in a situation where somebody would actually want to finance a Vincent Dooley movie and another Onyx film, your shit would have to hit real hard for people. Like, we'll be lucky if this just gets into good festivals and maybe gets us another Onyx movie, or just gets us another script financed that isn't Onyx. Yeah. That we would be very lucky for that to happen. So many good indie films just kind of come and go. I mean, case in point, I didn't love Anna versus the Apocalypse, but like, where's that team's next film? That movie was good enough to, if I had money, I would have financed their next project. And maybe it's already happened and I'm an idiot. But it's really hard for a movie to hit on a level that matters in the industry. It might matter to a core group of fans, but it might not transfer over to financing for another project. But I don't know why I'm talking so practically about something that I could have answered with a much more fun response, which is, I'd love to make a Vincent Dooley movie. I'd love to make a Terror Twins movie, and I'd love to make another Onyx movie. So yes, to all of that. I will say this about Top Gun. I loved it. I had the response that everyone has had. I had the response that Tom Cruise himself wanted me to have. There was a moment in the theater where I was like, no other movie fucking matters. Only Top Gun. And then I was really bummed because I had issues with the finale, like big issues. Oh, and it really bummed me out. I bummed myself out because I was having such a good time. And then like my analytical brain kicked in and I was like, well, this feels rushed. And why'd they cut to black? Was there a scene missing? Did they decide to shorten this in the editorial process? And then I got a little out of it during the finale, but it doesn't matter. The movie ripped. So much fun. Jennifer Connelly, devastating.
We don't have that kind of time.
We don't have that kind of time. That's another hour at least on the live stream. Overall, wonderful. Felt like the finale was wonky. And for anybody that has seen it, you might know what I mean.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. There's a little choppiness and a little like hiccups during the structure of the finale where it felt like they had done some rearranging and retooling and maybe stretched some things and maybe shortened some things that weren't meant to be stretched or shortened because it felt a little unnatural to the pace of the film. 95% of the film is so fucking well paced. And then the last 25 minutes is just like a little and then credits roll. And you're like, right, but okay. Anyway.
Bowser's brain is always in editor mode. Sorry, I'm just
responding
to that comment.
Oh, I guess it would be difficult to cut off the editor side. Right. Well, no, yeah.
Just the filmmaker side. Like,
it
never ends.
Yeah. I would have had this response had I seen Top Gun at any stage. But I will say this. I think watching the Batman, first of all, I think the Batman sucks and I'll never think differently. And there's no
one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
No doubt. And there's no world where I would have liked it. But I think watching it the week before we shot Onyx made me hate it more. Because I made the decision to unplug from Onyx to try to watch a film and just enjoy something.
Yeah.
And because I hated it so much, but I was trying to like give myself some relief.
Yeah.
I hated it so much.
I watched it the week after
Onyx.
Just to try to like think about any other movie and get inspired.
Yeah.
And go into post on this.
Yeah.
Infuriating.
Yeah. So maybe there was no good way to watch it.
No, it's the worst movie ever.
So Charles, you're right. He made us have that reaction. I tell you, watching Top Gun made me miss movies where actors' faces are being hit by the actual sun. You know, like they're in the environment. They're at a location. They're so
not
much
on a green screen.
They're not on a green screen. They're not on a stage. There was so much.
Every Marvel movie.
Yeah. Going from Doctor Strange to Top Gun, I was like, ooh, what a breath of fresh air. So much sweat. You know what I mean? So much sunlight and sweat.
Fuck.
And stress. You know, there's so much stress in those cockpits. There's so much stress when you're in an F-18. I can't imagine. Also,
you know how many kids are seeing this movie now who didn't see the original like we did when it came out?
Yeah. I remember I watched Top Gun for the first time on VHS with my sister and her older friends. And I watched it from the steps looking into my living room because they didn't want me to sit in there with them. And I watched it and I was like, I'm just going to be back here. And they were like, leave us alone, Andy. And I was like, you won't even know I'm here. And I watched the whole thing. Felt uncomfortable during the blue scene.
Yeah.
But kept watching. And I loved it. Loved the football scene too. So somebody asked, why don't I like the Batman? It's too much.
I mean, like it's 7 o'clock.
It's as easy. The easiest way to say it is nothing worked for me. Nothing worked for me.
They have no chemistry.
Yeah.
What story was that?
The story didn't work for me. The performances didn't work for me.
I really wanted to love it.
Yeah. It just nothing worked for me. None of the performances.
The last moment of the film, I was like, what?
Oh boy.
Something went way off.
Yeah, it was weird. Something was off in the alchemy of that movie, I think. Well, goodness gracious. I mean, that's kind of our stream.
Oh man. It feels so short when I get here late.
I know. I mean, part of me thinks we should end the stream because I would like to get through Book of Blood, the edit.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We should.
But you didn't get as much stream.
Yeah. What if we get asked for one more round of questions?
Why don't we go 10 minutes over?
Okay.
Okay. We'll go 10 minutes over. What? Tack on 20 for OTD. Book of Blood is the scene that we're in.
Oh, that's the scene in the Onyx movie we're editing.
I wish we were editing Clive Barker's Book of Blood, but I'll settle for Pharaoh's Book of Blood.
You know, when I was listening to you on the stream on my drive over here, and you were talking about doing more streams throughout the week.
Yeah.
When the fuck would you have time? I was like, what are you talking about?
I was simply going to put on the stream while I cut. It would be a very boring stream. It would be like, watch me get ready. You know
I'm just worried that you or I, or you, if you're by yourself, would say something not great.
Totally. Because I do get emotional while I'm editing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I might say something out loud like, Olivia, why are you doing such a great job in this scene? Leave me with an unknown horror movie recommendation. Well, I don't know if it's unknown, but I will say, if you've never watched Night of the Creeps, then fucking watch it.
I haven't watched Night of the Creeps. I think that's the one on the chalkboard that we can't read.
Oh,
You know how there's some at the bottom? We don't know what they say.
Yeah. Night of the Creeps.
Yeah, but we gotta
NOTC.
finish Drag Me to Hell.
We got to finish D Me to H, then we can watch NOTC. Olivia doesn't like it when I do that.
Nope.
What would you recommend if people wanted to watch a horror film?
No.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not fair.
Okay. You could have just gone easy and just said Texas Chainsaw. That's what's on
Yeah,
your
I
shirt.
mean, Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for Texas Chainsaw too.
Oh, yeah. I haven't watched that. I haven't watched
Oh.
either in a while.
I've only watched Texas Chainsaw 2 like once, but it was kind of recently because I didn't watch it. This is a little revoke my horror fan card. I hadn't seen Texas Chainsaw 2 until like a couple of years ago. I had seen 3. I'd even seen 4, but I'd never seen 2. Anyway, I loved it. And it's kind of one of my faves because it's kind of like the Gremlins 2 of Texas Chainsaw movies.
Yeah.
It's really wild. Rockets off. You're talking to a bunch of people who used to celebrate watching Grammy Boy use the litter box. That's true. I guess
Fuck,
we
those
went
were
through.
the days, though. Honestly, watching Grammy Boy use the litter box was, oof,
I mean, that was like theater.
fucking exciting.
Yeah, avant-garde.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh, that little butthole.
Little butthole, and his little peek out from
I
the
know.
wall. And you know what's
It's
so
because we
funny?
didn't know what was gonna happen.
I know. It's like the groundhog. You know what's so funny? In our little breakfast nook upstairs, we've got these built-in benches, and we've carved a hole so that the cats, if they want, can go and like sleep under one of the benches.
Do you guys ever block that off so they
No.
don't get in?
No.
Does
it's
it go
open,
all the
open
way
24/7.
around?
No, it only goes the length of one of the benches.
Okay. I was like, what if they get stuck?
I know. No, it was even kind of internally built to house a cat for
Right.
naps. So it stops and there's pillows and cushions and stuff. But the funny thing is, none of the cats care. But Grammy Boy loves it.
Loves it.
And it's probably
He's a
because
wall
he was a
baby.
wall cat. Yeah. He was a wall cat. Shocker from 1989. Great movie. Love Shocker.
I don't think I've seen it.
We gotta watch Night of the Creeps.
I know, I'm sorry.
No,
I might have seen it.
I don't know. I think you'd remember.
There's like a 5-year span I don't remember when I happen to watch a lot of horror movies.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we watch Night of the Creeps, I think it'll be really fun.
Okay.
I think you have a fun time. Hashtag Wallcat in the Mouth of Madness is also great. I don't think you were there that night, but I don't know if you were there yet at all. But me and Dan, the DP, and Clark, are one of our producers on the film. We watched in the Mouth of Madness.
Where was I?
I don't think you were in town yet. It was the week that Dan had gotten there.
Oh. Where was I?
What do you mean?
Where
You weren't there yet.
Why was I late?
You were buying a house.
Oh, okay, I forgot. Sorry.
But also you weren't supposed to be there till like the Saturday when you got there. Have I ever drank, this is from Sam, thank you, Sam. Have I ever drank absinthe in real life? And do I check my P.O. box? I've never had absinthe. The fake stuff or the real stuff? Would you classify the stuff you had?
I think it was probably fake.
The fake stuff?
I don't know. They said it was real, but I don't believe anybody.
I know, everybody always says that. They're like,
It was
this is
a
the real
weird
shit.
night, though. It was a weird
Was it?
night. Yeah.
I have never. What is the immediate taste? It looks like it would taste like Jaeger.
I don't remember it.
Okay.
I just remember lighting on fire and doing that whole
bit with the
sugar
thing. Yeah.
tube and all that.
Yeah. If anybody has had absinthe, what does it taste like? Yeah, because everybody's always like, well, it's not real unless it's aged in wormwood or whatever. I did watch the new Wrong Turn. And I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I remember being kind of split on it.
There's a new Wrong Turn?
Yeah, it's like a reboot, but kind of sequel.
I remember when I saw Wrong Turn in the movie theater, and I was the only person in the movie theater. Weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it was popular when it came out.
Only person.
Oh, it tastes like anise?
Well, that I would love, because licorice and...
Yeah. Dead Ringers would be my favorite next to The Fly for Cronenberg. Shannon, I'm very excited to see Crimes of the Future.
Yes.
We have to watch that together.
I can't fucking wait.
Okay. I'm just like, do you think it's as like revolting as people are saying, Or I can't imagine that
People are dramatic.
Yeah, I just feel like it's gonna be like a fucking Cronenberg.
They're just vomiting on each other.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
This was one of my recent favorite comment that I read. I did see Scare Me. I'll talk about that in a second.
Critters. Sorry.
I was looking at Stranger Things TikTok, and somebody had I think it was Noah's TikTok account. He had uploaded a like a retrospective of him and all the kids behind the scenes photos on his TikTok, set to Kate Bush, obviously.
Fuck.
And it's over, dude.
Nothing
the song
makes
is
me
toast.
more angry.
The song is toast, dude. The song
one
is
of the
toast.
best songs of all time.
Toast.
They don't deserve
fried. But somebody's comment, a genuine fan, was so moved by the video montage. Their comment was sobbing while vomiting, which I thought was so sweet, because it's like, man, do you know how moved you'd have to be like, but I believe them. I expected more from Scare Me. Let's just say that. I just expected more from it. But I admire any filmmaker that does what they did with that budget and that location. Here's something I liked.
Some great moments.
Yeah, here's something I liked about Scare Me. I liked how it was covered. How, like, they knew that they needed to fill 90 minutes of two people talking with enough visually arresting imagery to keep our attention. And I think that the director and the DP worked very well to do that.
Yeah.
And I interviewed the director, and he said that was something they very intentionally did, because they didn't want the film to get visually boring, even though they knew that it, could be a bit claustrophobic at times. But it just wasn't for me. Ultimately, I need a monster. You know what I mean?
I thought you meant the drink for a second there.
Dude, can you go get me one of my monsters?
Can you imagine if we drank energy drinks?
So, Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
This is from me making myself a bulletproof coffee at like 1 p.m.
Oof.
What?
Are You Afraid of the Dark or Goosebumps?
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Goosebumps, I was already a little too old. I already graduated to the fucking real shit.
I read every book, though.
I haven't read a single Goosebumps.
What? Are You Afraid of the Dark is the fucking shit.
Yeah. Are You Afraid of the Dark would fuck me up.
Yeah, same.
The Zebo the Clown, I was like, what do I do now? I'm so rocked by it. But I remember when I read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and the story about the scarecrow whose name was, Jesus Christ, Harold. I shit myself.
I remember this.
You don't remember the story of Harold?
Is Harold he's on one of the covers, right?
I don't know if he's on one of the covers, but there's probably a compilation that he's a part of now as far as the covers. But the whole thing was these two like kids that lived on a farm like abused a scarecrow.
Oh, that's right.
And like used him as their kind of, whipping boy. And so eventually he was like, okay, I think I'll just come to life and skin one of you alive, dry your hide on the roof, and then cover myself in your flesh. And I read this at like 8, and I was like, okay. And then just jumped off the cliff. Terrifying, horrifying, but I loved it. And it's one of the things that made me get into horror, We're at 113. We'll go to 115, and then we'll call it. Okay. And Erie, Indiana, loved it.
Ooh, there's an episode of Erie, Indiana that still fucks my head up on a daily basis.
Is it the Tupperware one where they all slept in Tupperware?
Oh, God. No. I blocked that one.
Sorry.
No, the one where the dogs talk.
I don't remember.
All these dogs, and nobody ever remembers this episode when I bring it up, but all the dogs in the neighborhood talk, and they are forming, they want to kill everybody. And he can hear them talking and plotting outside the window.
That sounds so fucking cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But
I know, but it's scary.
We had like 10 dogs on the ranch, and I was always,
one of the worst nightmares.
I have to watch that again. Maybe it's not as scary. I also had a bit of a crush on him.
Of course, Omri Katz.
Fuck.
Sign me up. The dogs plotting to overthrow mankind.
Yeah, it was a very elevated one. It was very Twilight Zone, which was me and my mom's favorite show. So
I tell you what, Joe Dante directed a number of Erie, Indiana
Oh,
episodes.
he did?
I wonder if he did the dog one. The scariest dream I ever had. Well, that's not true. I had dreams where I was being murdered and my friends were being skinned alive. But I had a dream once where my dog spoke to me. My dog Casey, the first dog I ever had, little Sheltie. And all he did was round a corner and look at me, and then he went, "Hey." And then I woke up like, "Go!" I mean, just because, you know what I mean?
I wish my animals would talk to me.
I do too, but having that dream, I kind of am fine with them not talking. Plus, my cats would just fucking treat me like shit if they didn't talk.
Steady would just ask way too much of me.
If Daffy started talking, she would just be like, "What are you looking at, bitch?" I'm like, "God damn it."
Kind of says that.
Yeah.
To me.
You know, Puck would just be like, "Stop," and run away.
No, he'd say, "I love you, Olivia."
Oh, yeah. You'd love it if Puck could talk. Jesus Christ. He'd be like Pepe Le Pew for you. That would be his energy.
That's weird.
I know, but
Jesus.
he would be. He'd be so. But he's
One
a little
of his
too.
cats is in love with me, and I'm in love with him. It's fine.
Yeah, but he's a little too in his head to be full Pepe.
Yeah, for sure.
Pepe's a problem. Pepe's problematic.
Maybe we should drink Royal Absinthe one day on here.
Yeah, sure. But how do you even get it anymore?
I don't know. I don't think you can.
And a buddy of mine from Kentucky, every year he gets like real intense moonshine shipped to him from his family that still makes it, and it's always like shipped in, you know, fake bottles of water and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, and we had some once where we used to work.
I've had some moonshine.
Oh, baby.
Fucks me up. A lot of people made moonshine back home.
Man, it like my mom, her family used to run moonshine, and she would be they took out the seats of the car and put in, you know, barrels of moonshine and then put a cushion and a cover on top, and the kids would be on top of the moonshine as her daddy was running it across county lines. Yeah, they were straight up moonshine smugglers, dude. Yeah, Oklahoma. Come on now. Okay. An hour 15. Also, we should say Adam Doherty reached his goal for his short film Jungle of Darkness, $50,000. And I'm sure if he hasn't announced stretch goals, he will announce them soon. But maybe he's already announced them. But either way, it's not in this description. But oh my gosh, Sam Curry, are you sending us?
Are you serious?
Are you sending us? What are you sending us, Sam? What are you sending us? And yes, I check the PO box frequently. Because
check mine.
Yeah. I did not see Pepe Le Pew in the new Animaniacs.
I have some problems with the new Animaniacs.
Oh, have you watched it?
Yeah,
I haven't touched
I've watched
it. I'm
that,
so worried.
but not Finding Stranger.
You're like, how have you had time to watch it? So I've seen every episode of the new Animaniacs.
No, this was during
it was
quarantine.
Yeah, for sure. We all had more time.
Yes.
So anyway, but if you want to give to Adam's short just to get us to those stretch goals, go to his Kickstarter. The link would be in last week's stream, but it's not in today's. But just search Jungle of Darkness Kickstarter. Okay. We're going to keep cutting the film that we shot. And we're going to keep rocking these sweet hoodies. We're just going to keep doing it. I know. I can't believe it was sitting at the post office for 5 days. But anyway, I'm glad he's here. Glad you're here. Glad the Texas Chainsaw hoodie is here. And I'm glad everyone in chat was here.
Yeah, this is a nice Friday.
Yeah, it is a nice Friday. It's chill.
Mm-hmm.
The whole day's been pretty chill. Just kidding. Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks for hanging out. And
Bye,
talk
guys.
to y'all next week. All right.
Maybe we should do a podcast.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.